line drive to deep right field. Betts is back on it, on the track. It is caught by Betts. Mookie Betts, perhaps saving Boston's season in the right field corner.
Maybe that'll be the play that gets the Red Sox going, Nate. Sometimes it's not on offense, it's on defense. And when Josh Reddick hit that ball, I thought it was gone. In every other park, that's a home run. So Fenway can give you home runs and give you hits to left. But if you hit it to right, you better get it all.
Hit it 375 feet, a 375-foot out, Coney.
Yeah, that usually works at that part of the ballpark, as AJ said, just about anywhere else. But
every time it goes up in the air, I feel like I'm going to catch it. So I just took off running and kept going and kept going. I think the wind was kind of blowing it out. But I got to the point where I felt like I could make the catch, and fortunately, a fan didn't reach over and get it.
Not just that catch. He had a big day defensively in right field. And we've talked so much about the center field range of our right fielders. He has it, but the way that game started out, that's a big swing from Reddick that we, have just enough real estate to bring it in. The crowd just does energize.
There was a huge momentum shift that we later felt. I don't know that we necessarily felt it right there. We felt we were in a good spot. It's 3-0 at the time. Going to 6-0 there would have really put him in a hole. So obviously, as the ball was carrying, it's probably out of most ballparks. If he hooks it a little bit more, it's gone. He didn't. So, I couldn't tell if he had to reach into the stands or not until the replay. And it was a bigger play later than it necessarily felt at the time. But, and then obviously on the flip side of it, go later in the game, and Reddick's right at the wall catching it on that curve, and the ball kicks into the outfield or into the stands. So. There's such small margins in these games and huge moments throughout the entire day. That was one of them, even though it didn't think like that necessarily in the second inning.
Mookie Betts, how effective he would be with the left wrist injury in the lineup, batting cleanup, but it wasn't necessarily what he did at the plate that was most important.
I'm so glad we're starting to acknowledge a complete ball player, and Mookie Betts was on full display today. He's got the sore wrist, but he can affect the game in other ways, and when he puts that glove on, he is a bad man. This ball right here, everybody's going, oh no, this is going to be a 6-run lead. Boston's out of it, and wait a second, Mookie's on the spot, grabs it back from the fan out there, who luckily gets out of the way because he would have got some bad mail, but number 50 brings it back, and 50, you know what, that's the number of the law. Somebody call 50 one time. Get me back on this. Trader Joe's, you can't stop me. Go, Correa. Nah, son, I'm coming in to get this. I don't even have to dive. That's another thing that I like about him. He doesn't dive for everything. He catches balls on his feet, and this is just great range right here. He makes it look so easy. It's not that easy. Taking those routes to balls, make sure he gets depth. He can throw very well. And look at this. Most defensive runs saved since the start of 2016. Who's at the top of that? Not an infielder, an outfielder. Mookie.